So after a short hiatus of not building the Danazine, turning it into the Godzilla Custom, I had to stop because of two things. One, I wanted to continue on with the diorama build, but I also wanted to explore possibilities on how I'm going to make this look like Godzilla. And I've run through a lot of trial and error, simulated scenarios to see if I can do this. I wasn't comfortable back then, and to tell you the truth, I am not comfortable now. But I'm doing it anyway. If I'm going to mess this up, I'd rather mess it up and learn from it, and so that everyone can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to really fuck this up and give it the old college try. So during the course of my build with the camphor, I have discovered, of course, the technique of using the Tamiya putty and liquefying it, or breaking down the actual putty itself using the lacquer thinner. On top of that, I also purchased this one, which is Mr. Oh, you know what? I forgot the name of this one, and I know I mentioned it in my last video, and I'm being lazy as always. But let me tell you what it really is called. It's called Mr. Epoxy Putty Pro. That's what I wanted to say. So this is what I wanted to purchase and try out, and put it in the chest area to cover this cavity. Then mold it around the body, around here and here and here, until I can get a nice mold around. Also, I want to make sure that I can mold the entire tail perfectly. So that is my plan. But before I do this, I have to really scrape off certain things and damage this kit a bit more, just until I can turn it into what I want. For starters, the head. The head is actually the most annoying part of the kit. Not the fact that I have to turn it into Godzilla. It's just that this stupid little neck thing keeps coming off, and it limits the mobility of the head itself. So if I turn the head, it has to be either this or this, like that. I have to make sure that when I mold the Godzilla head, it's perfect enough where I can at least have the other stages of the armor around it and allow it to give it some sort of mobility or flexibility. True, Godzilla did not have the most perfect articulation in its head region, but that, I'm going to try to do it as best as I can. If not, it's going to be a solid part, and then it's going to be the way it is. I'm also going to gut this part of the face, since it's not necessary, and slice off the antenna. Because over here, as you can see, if you remove all this, it'll be the mouth formation. However, I don't want to make it Godzilla does not have an underbite. I know they refer to it as overbite and an underbite. So I want to make sure that I may have to remove these two, and I may have to cut that off. But I'm going to see what I'm going to do to leave it the way it is and give it a frame, because obviously the mouth is going to be open, and I'm going to try to form the head properly. The next stage of the build happens to be the spinal column. And you know what? Where's my issue? There's a perfect picture of Godzilla here. I did comment on it, so let me pull it up. Where are you? There it is. Okay. I may have to pull the other magazine. But here is the burning Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Destroya, as they all refer to it. And one thing you notice is that Godzilla has not one layer, but 3 layers of spinal columns. Plus, he has all these spinal column formations forming from the tail all the way around up, and then coming up, and then down. He has some unique spinal features here, but I'm going to probably omit that. So I do understand that I'm going to have to make 1, 2, 3, 4 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the large plates, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the smaller plates. Now this is the Burning Godzilla version. Where's the other magazine? Where did I put it? The other magazine referred to the other, I think the same Godzilla or the former. Alright, never mind. We'll cover that later on. So yes, I'm going to have to make 1, 2. Actually, it's going to have to be. That's interesting. So 1, 2, 3 spinal columns here. Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 there, and then smaller ones here and here, and then try to make something that will go all the way down through the tail. And for that, I will need plot plate. Lots of it. And I gotta pull it out soon. Alright, so with that being said, let's get started gutting. Okay, as you can see, I'm about to gut up this head and show you guys what I had in store for it. But as I was looking for my other issue, which strange is where the hell I put it, I actually pulled out another issue that I wanted to show you. This is actually Hobby Japan's February issue of 2007. I picked this up, of course, when the Perfect Grade Strike Freedom was coming out, so there's a lot of detailed photographs here. But this is a perfect example of Godzilla in action. Here is a diorama type setup where Godzilla is going up against Zilla, based off of the Final Wars movie. And as you can see in the spinal columns here, let me just cover that up, it's more refined and sharp. I kind of like these better than what I did with the Burning Gundam. The Final Wars version of Godzilla, he was a little bit thinner and a little bit more agile compared to the more bulkier and slower Burning Godzilla from the Godzilla vs. Destroyer movie, or excuse me, Destroyer. We'll cover on those, you know, on those features in a moment. But right now, I'm going to cut the head off. Actually, the best thing to do is to take this apart, because I'm going to need access to certain things here. So we're going to open this up a bit. And then we'll just pop this out. There we go. This is the part that I'm going to remove. Like that. And we just, let me see if I remember how I did this. Was it this? No. It goes there. Okay, there we go. So that's fine. Now, this one on the other hand is different. Like I did with other parts, I'm going to scrape it like so as I dig in to remove this. There we go. It's been removed. And then we'll put it right here. it's a bit awkward to see something like this. I may have to do what I was thinking I would have to do is remove these two parts. And to do that, it's kind of like removing the jawline. So I think I will do it like that. Just want to make sure I have the orientations properly. That's okay. Just want to cut it. I just want to cut it a bit here so I can do this. Let me see. It may not be perfect, but remember, it's all going to be covered up with the putty. Alright, so we're going to do... Yeesh, be careful here. Be funny if I cut my finger while I'm doing this. I already did, right there, a while back. There we go. I think that's good. And then we'll repeat the process here. Alright, cut off a bit, but that's okay. I may even remove that because I don't. Probably somebody's going to say, oh, it could be the teeth, but I'll make my own teeth. But that's pretty much it. And for this, it's going to be glued to this. So enough's enough already. I'm getting sick and tired of it. But this is pretty much what I'm looking into. Now, let's begin seeing what we can do with the body. Okay. Using the evergreen scale modeler sheets, styrene sheets, I'm going to forge the spinal column of the Danazine. This is actually 0.5 millimeter thickness. There's 3 sheets here. Actually, it's going to be used for my diorama. It should be thick enough. It's not that thick, but it's perfect. It has a strength. The strength on this should be fine to give it the molding that I want. And whoops, there we go. Using a Sharpie, I'm going to mark some sort of, let's see, positioning. So we have that. I always like to do things by eye. That, and that. And then let's go here to here. Okay, why did I do that? Watch. This is kind of a rough draft, as you can see here, but it gives me an idea of what I'm planning to do. Because now, from here, I'll just cut what I want using this. It doesn't have to be perfect, because remember, I'm going to be using plow plate to cover this. This is actually going to be a little dangerous to use the this. So let me use a different tool.